What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Mike Ryder, Mr. Accountability, the man behind the microphone. You are tuned in to another edition of Mike Ryder Talks. I got a special show lined up for y'all on this beautiful Thursday. It warmed up quick down here in Georgia. As you can see, I'm still sweating. I have an amazing guest on the line, but before we get into that, let me get into this. You already know how it goes. I have teamed up with the Cook Shop. And the Cook Shop is a local business out of Macon, Georgia, that deal with 100% handmade hemp-based products. Products like their coffee. Let me make that thing a little bigger there. I need my people to see this. Their coffee. So when you think about coffee, you think about getting energized. You think about, being able to make 20 pizzas in an hour. No, this coffee right here from the Cook Shop, what it does is it calms you down. If you're anybody like me, I have a problem with relaxing. I'm always on the go. My mind is constantly racing. So you know what I did? I started getting products from the Cook Shop. You know, me personally, I like their tea, but their coffee works wonders. Listen, man, the Cook Shop is out of Macon, Georgia. You see the information on the ticker down below, the phone number, the address, the website. You can do in-store pickup, local, in-town delivery, and national delivery. The only thing you have to do when you place your order, when you go to checkout, the only thing you have to do is hit your promo code. Hit Mike in your promo code before you check out. You'll get 10% off your order. So like the tea costs $12. You get 10% off of that. They have edible oils. Great for stimulation. You know, if your mind is always running, you need something to peel you back a little bit, dial it down just a little bit. Their products are great for you. Man, 10% off your order if you hit the promo code Mike. You can take their products every day. You don't have to take it every day. You can take it every other day. I love doing business with these guys. Shout out to Andreas Cook. Shout out to Andrea Cook, the Cook family. Thank y'all for doing business with me over here at Mike Ryder Talks. And you know what? Without further ado, we are about to get to it. So I have a special guest on the line with me tonight. Someone coming from the Macon area. You see the picture. This young lady owns not one, but two restaurants. She owns Fatty's Pizza. If you like me, I'm a fatty. So the name fits well with who I am. Pizza is my favorite food of all time. She owns Fatty's Pizza. She also owns Parish On Cherry. Now with Parish, they got the Louisiana grill. This the good seafood. You know what I'm saying? They have some good items, and I'm gonna show those items later, but the rollout for it is gonna be special. So right now we're gonna have to deal with the logo. Let me get to this guest. Like I said, from Macon, a mother. She owns multiple restaurants. She also does a blog that we're gonna get into as well. And without further ado, let me welcome Miss Chrissy onto the show. How are you doing, ma'am?
Hey, how's it going?
Doing all right, man. Doing all right. How you doing this evening?
I'm doing excellent. I'm doing actually really, really good. I think I'd be better if I had some of that coffee or that tea that you were just talking about. I didn't even know that that was like you were saying you have problems relaxing and kind of all day long. All day long, I have those issues. So that would have been really something cool to have right now, something in my hand like that to keep
Listen,
me
we
calm
can
after I get off
talk
work.
after the show, or you can get with them and we can talk about setting you up because this stuff is, listen, I didn't go that
I'm
deep as I
going to.
usually.
I'm going to use that promo code too. I'm all about saving some money.
Promo code Mike, 10% off. Let's get into you though. Tell the audience a little bit about yourself. Give them a brief description of you.
I came to Macon to go to Mercer back in a long time ago. And yeah, so I went to Mercer. That's what brought me to Middle Georgia to begin with. And then I left for a few years for work, and then work brought me back to Middle Georgia. And it wasn't until probably that second trip back that I fell in love with Macon. And it was really downtown that just, I don't know. I still get the warm and fuzzies thinking about it, but downtown just really pulled up my heartstrings, and then I stayed, and was a single mom for a couple of years and doing that here, and I wouldn't have picked any other place to raise my kids than here. I love it. And currently I have Parish on Cherry Street, and then a co-owner with my business partner at Fatty's Pizza, and we just opened our second location. Well, not just. I keep forgetting that COVID time for me, everything is just kind of the
Yeah.
same day. But back in August of last year, we opened our second location of Fatty's, and that was really exciting. It was really difficult because of the timing with what was going on with everything, but I was proud of us, and we made it happen still. So yeah. So and then the blogging thing, that's something new. One of my best friends, he does it like professionally, Robert Grant, and I've always kind of stuck my head back in the videos and waved and wanted to get involved in it. And I love showing off places to eat and places to visit and just giving positive feedback and
Mhm.
promoting them. And it's just something that I just love. I love doing and bragging about my town. So
Okay,
I
so
love
you know
Macon.
what? Let's start right there. With that brand, what is the name of it?
That girl you met today, and his is that guy you met today. So he owns
Okay.
TYMT Media. So he has like a whole media production, and he does, he travels all over. So Robert does it like we've gone on cruises before where people, pay him to go take cruises so he can blog about it. And I've got to, go be a sidekick. And he's been to the Philippines. I mean, he's been all over. So with COVID, he kind of had to go on a hiatus. But that's what he does, and we just go and eat at restaurants, and they'll call
Just
us and ask
okay.
us
So
to do food
basically,
reviews.
let me stop you right there because I never knew that they would pay for you to take a cruise just to try out their food, just so you can give feedback on it. Because I'm looking at you guys' pictures, which I have online. Like this first one right here, y'all were at Juicy Crab. I
Oh my
actually saw some
gosh,
video footage from that.
that was amazing. That was an amazing place to go. Yeah. Yeah, that was incredible. That really was impressive for me. We
Look at
try
her
to
take
do a
that
lot of
down.
local. It's so good. We try to focus on a lot of local restaurants, and this one was actually, we found out it's a corporate chain, but the people who own it, they are the sweetest. They are just amazing, and they're hardworking people, and we fell in love with them, and we were really excited to be invited to go eat there. And they laid out this huge spread, and when I mean spread, we could have fed half the town. I mean, they had tables and tables and tables just lined up, and more food just kept coming. And I
Mm.
was wondering when it was going to stop. It was like a parade of feast. It was delicious, and the food was excellent. It was really delicious. And then they gave me a tour of the kitchen, and then my
Mhm.
jaw just dropped because um, being in the restaurant industry, if you see like a top notch kitchen, I mean, it was huge and spacious, and everything was like spotless and beautiful, and everything looked brand new. And the workers were just like little machines just doing their thing. And, it was fantastic. It was really awesome to get the back of the scene sneak peek. And I love that kind of stuff. So shout
Let
out
me
to
let me
Juicy
ask you this.
Crab.
Yeah. Shout out to the Juicy Crab. They opened not too long ago down here.
They'll be open.
I
It'll
want to
be a
ask you,
year in May.
right? So this may or make a year. They opened during the pandemic, which I know that was tough. I remember taking a young lady um to like an interview up there like last January, when they were starting to hire like managers and different staff and everything. But let's get into this. I want to ask you, the restaurants that you have gone to try out their food or blog about their food, who has the best?
And it's funny is we don't really do my restaurants because it's not, that's not, so I'm not, I don't even, let me be honest, I'm not a pizza person. and I don't like spicy food, so it's easy not to critique my stuff. But the best, that's really hard to say because it depends what category you're looking at. You know what I mean? Like you can't compare Ricky's tacos to Juicy Crab. Like I mean, it's they're two different categories.
Okay, so
And Ricky's
Chrissy,
tacos is delicious. And then
let me
Kinjo
ask you this then.
Kitchen, I can say something amazing about every place. I'm telling you.
So
Yeah.
let me ask you this then, Chrissy. Name some of the places that y'all been to. Let me give you a better question. You
Okay.
and Robert, y'all have gone to different restaurants to try them out. Give me a list of some of these restaurants that y'all have tried and blogged about.
So Kinjo Kitchen was amazing. That was when we did fairly recent, and I felt like I was in New York City in a like I don't know. I felt like it was a really great experience. That was delicious. We've done Ricky's Tacos. We've done, oh my God, we've done so many. I think, I'm completely, I've lost it in my head. Crave before they closed down, Juicy Crab. Um, if my phone wasn't on Do Not Disturb, Robert would be texting me a stream of restaurants to be like, I can't believe you're forgetting these places. And I can't even think about it. All right now is I'm thinking about food and Cook's coffee. So
Come on
I
now.
yeah, I can't even think.
Okay, so
Um
we don't have to worry about that. We don't have to worry about that. How long have you been
Barefoot.
doing the blogging?
Oh, I just started. I just started recently. Like months, like just a few months. So I'm just getting my toes wet and kind of feeling for things. Trying to get acclimated. And Robert, because with COVID, you can't really do too. At the time, we couldn't do too much. So now we're just starting to get back in the swing of things. Like we're wanting to do Miramar and Macon Beer Company is a big one on our upcoming list.
Let's
So
get
you have
it.
to get with Mike Dean for that. I mean, they have. Listen, I want to eat my phone every time I see posts about their brunches that they have. I mean, they're crushing it. I don't know if anyone's seen it, but check out Macon Beer Company's Facebook page, and you're just start mouth watering.
Right,
But
right.
there's some upcoming places that we're doing. We've done, I think we've done almost everybody down, not almost everybody, but a good bit of downtown people. Like I said, we really try to do local, and that's what we know is a lot more downtown. But I've gone with him to Atlanta. I've done some of the cruises with him. So I know he's the exciting one. I just
So
kind of
what I'm gonna
sidekick.
do, I'm gonna put this warning out here. You need to go to him and tell him I want to get him on the show so we can talk a little bit more about his venture with the blogging. Because me, I just started this show what 6, 7 months ago.
Yeah.
Um, I'm listening to you, and at the very beginning, you told me that they paid for him to take a cruise.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
I I'm not asking for handouts. However, if someone's gonna pay my show to be on location, and
Uh-huh.
I got bloggers in the audience, like I got my guy, and I want y'all to pay attention to this. I got my guy Savage Vandross. He's a YouTube blogger for battle rap. Actually, he just started. Um, any blogger out there, anybody with a web-based show, like the young ladies, I just talked to some young ladies about starting a web-based show. Look where your show can take you. This man just goes around with his camera, with his belly, gets food, gets look, okay, let's take a look at this. She's
Let's
about to take that guy down.
and he gets paid for it. I don't get paid for it. I don't have a YouTube
Okay.
channel, but he has the YouTube channel, and that's I mean that's how he makes a living. It's nuts, and it's funny when I started doing this. A lot of the restaurants that we go to, I'm like whipping up my credit card, and the people were like, "No, no, 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 we
We
invited
pay for
you," and
this.
yeah, and I'm like,
Yes.
of course we take care of the staff and. I think Juicy Crab. I catered Fatty's Pizza just to tell them thank you, like on top of us tipping them. But yeah, it's kind of like when I go places with Robert, I feel I feel very special, and I'm like, oh, this is they're like treat me like I'm famous. And little the
Right.
sweetest thing
Right.
ever is we were at Juicy Crab, and this gentleman and his daughter were eating there, and we it takes a few hours. I mean, he does a lot of hours of footage, and then he breaks it down and does all the fancy stuff that I don't know anything about. And the little girl was so intrigued with blogging and doing YouTube things, and so she asked if she could come speak to him And so they start chit chatting. She was like 8 years old, and the dad's right behind her, listening. She asks him all these questions about how she could start a YouTube channel and this and that, and he's teaching her about, how to what to learn and what to do and make sure you stay in school, like giving her all the positive information she needs. And then we went to another restaurant like a month or two later, and this guy is like staring us down, Robert and I. And I'm like, oh, is he looking like, I'm like, what's this guy looking at me? And then finally I realized he's looking at Robert, and the guy comes over and shakes his hand. It was like, I don't know if you remember me, but you're a huge inspiration to my daughter. She watches you all the
Wow.
time. She's, you have truly, made a big impact on her. And it was just really cool. And the dad was even shaking Robert's hand to be like, what you do is amazing. We watch you guys on YouTube. I love that my
Mhm.
kid has something positive to watch, and gives her hope that somebody in real life that she knows that can make a living off of this. And so it's really cool. I mean, like I said, I've never had anybody call me and ask if I want to go on a cruise, and they'll pay for it. But I did tag
But
along, with Robert
yeah,
because they
yeah.
invited him.
And I look now, I see Robert in the comments. Robert, thank you for coming through.
Is
He said, "What
he?
up?"
What up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up, Robert? I've looked at some of your footage, like that footage right there from Juicy Crab. I saw that, and I was telling my friend, I was like, dude, they have to shoot and reshoot so many times because I'm seeing so many different angles from. I saw an angle where it was out far. I saw an angle where it was like up close. I saw the angle where it was like on the side of you. I was like,
It's
okay,
just him too. He's the only one with different cameras. He doesn't have a crew of people. It's crazy.
wow.
Yeah, he's pretty talented.
So look, we're not going to stay on that all night, Robert. The invitation is out there. If you want to come on to the show, yeah, we can do this. We can do this, man. Because I've been wanting to hook up with you for a minute. Anyway, moving on. Chrissy, you own Fatty's Pizza.
Yes, I'm co-owner at Fatty's, and that is, I still can't believe, oh, like I'm even wearing a shirt. Like I can't believe I have this logo on a shirt, because it was definitely it didn't start out with us being like one day we're going to open a pizza place. That it's the complete opposite. Never thought about it before. My business partner, I said to him one day, I really like this building. And he was like,
Mhm.
that's great. And I was like, no, I think we should do something in this building. He was like, there's already something there, and that's great. And I was like, one day we're going to have this building. And then one day there was a for sale sign in this building window. And he was like, what are we going to do? I was like, who knows? Like, we can do pizza like they were before, but hopefully, better. And he came up with, he came up with Fatty's Pizza with the name. And at first I was like, is that offensive? Like, how would my mom feel? And my mom and my grandparents, I called them, and they said it was hilarious and they loved it. And then
Mhm.
we had another business partner at the time, and his mom helped us with the logo and stuff like that.
I like that
And
logo.
it just took off, and it makes me smile every time I see the logo, and I hope that other people smile too, because we want to do is make people happy by feeding them pizza, and hopefully good delicious pizza that they enjoy. But it's there's no hard feelings anywhere to anybody. Just we want to make you smile. We put jokes on the inside of all of our boxes,
Oh, we're
which,
gonna get to that.
yeah, we're
We're
weirdos.
gonna
We
get to
love
that.
it. We want people to smile and be happy while they're eating food.
And see, the logo and the boxes are two things that caught my attention. So anybody who's familiar with truckers, y'all remember the trucker emblem with the lady laying
The
back, the
flaps,
silver
yeah.
emblem? That's similar to their logo. Not saying that's where they got it from, but it
Yeah, well, I
looks
mean,
like
that was
that.
like, yeah, that's where like, yeah, the inspiration for it kind of came. And then
Mhm.
we had to edit it because we couldn't do like a copyright thing, so we had to make our own. So we, added an extra limb, changed the legs, changed the hands, changed the belly.
Mhm.
There was a
Mhm.
lot of things that we edited on it that were not huge differences, because it's obvious the trucker flapper, that
Right.
flapper's been around for a long time, but we, turned this into a dude. And
And
yeah,
he's
so
eating a cheese or a pepperoni pizza.
eating a cheese pizza.
Anybody Anybody in the audience right now, if you're new to my show, I interact with my guests. I know I haven't been doing the best job of it tonight, but I have someone like Aisha Andrea. She said weirdos are the best. I also have
Thanks.
I also have the chat MVP. His name is CJC on YouTube. He says, how do you stay creative and bring fresh new ideas that you feel will increase customers and engagement?
Um, if you haven't noticed, I talk a lot. Some people say it's a good thing, but some people also say it's a big flaw of mine. But I think most of my day is me talking and having conversation with customers, period. And some aren't even actual customers of ours, but just people I run into on the street or just meet. They might not have ever been to Fatty's. And we talk to people and we try to find out what they like and what would be, anything. I mean, it could be the something that just comes out of the blue. I mean, that's how we came up with Parish's concept, being Cajun.
Mhm.
We surveyed downtown for about 7 months.
Hold
I
on,
wanted,
because we'll get to
yeah,
Paris. Hold
yeah,
on.
but with Fatty's, it's like we just talked to the customers. Like when we first opened Fatty's, it wasn't called Fatty's Pizza. When we first reopened our restaurant, it was called Downtown Pizza Company for 2 weeks. It was ridiculous.
That's the
It was a
most typical
Listen,
name.
awful. And it's still on our gas bill. Vincent's my business partner, and we still laugh about it. He's gonna kill me for telling anybody that they don't remember Downtown Pizza Company was the name of it. And our colors were gray and white.
Just
I
typical.
mean,
Just bland.
listen, it was the most boringest. It was he told me he didn't care what the colors were. He was like, like we'll do something where it's like modern and clean, fresh. I'm like, all right, gray and white. That's like the cool new thing. This was 6 years ago. And residential colors were gray and white, not commercial pizza restaurants. So I went and I bought gray paint and white paint. And me and one of our employees is one of my best friends. We're painting the inside of what now is Fatty's, and Vincent comes in, and I'm like, okay, we're done. We've been painting for days. Come check it out. And he says, ugh. He's like, this place looks like a garage. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? He's like, this looks like a car garage. No. And I was like, well, then what colors do you want? Like, you have to help me pick colors out. And he said, I don't care. I hate painting. Whatever you pick, but it can't be this. And I was like, mad because I literally had been painting for days and he had suggested these colors. So I went to Ace Hardware. This is a true story. I'm like, true story. I went to Ace Hardware and I'm on the phone with him. I'm like, just give me an idea of what colors. Like, please put me in any direction. I'm not like a fashion person. I know nothing about decorating. Not that he does either, but I thought two heads were better than one. And he's like, Chrissy, I don't care. I don't care about decorating anything. That's your department. I want nothing to do with it. And I was like, okay, I got your number. So we hang up, and I picked out the ugliest colors that I could think of according to like what the names of them were on the little Ace Hardware the little sample strip. So I picked out these ugly colors and I bought like a couple of gallons of paint in each one. We went to the restaurant, my friend and I, we start painting the restaurant again. We were up all night. Um, Another 2 days passed and I was like, God, this place, these are some ugly colors. And Vincent comes over, he comes through the back door, he looks around, and he's like, I like it. And I was like, what? And he's like, no, I like it. And I was like, this is a joke. Like, these are some ugly colors. He's like, I think we can work with this. And that's how it happened. And then he created the name, then Fatty's Pizza came from that. Because when we were off work, we used to both just binge eat all the time and that was what we called ourselves. So, but he came up with the name
Fatties.
and, yeah, Colin, what you doing today, Fatty? I'm like, well, I'm eating because I'm off. That's what we did all day long. But he came up
So
with it. I
look,
mean,
Chrissy,
he did all that.
I'm I'm gonna get to this because CJC asked, "How do you remain creative?" A few minutes ago, she mentioned the
Customer feedback.
piece, yeah, customer feedback, but you also mentioned the box toppings, the
Yeah,
the quips
the
that are inside of
jokes.
your boxes. like the jokes. This is the only pizza company that I know, and I'm gonna read it. You don't have to strain your eyes. I'll read it. This is the
Sounds like
only
it's an
pizza company
appropriate
that I
one.
know. If you go and buy a pizza, every box is gonna have a joke in it. Now, it may be corny, but that's what it's for. And like this one, it says, "Who doesn't love Fatty's Pizza?" And it says a weird dough with the word dough, like pizza dough. All right, we're gonna step it up. What do sprinters eat before they race? Nothing. They fast. Ha ha ha. You know what I'm
I
saying?
hadn't even seen that one yet. I didn't even know that one was on there. That's a good one.
See, I'm ahead of the game, baby. I time travel. I can go grab that and bring that, to present time. Um, what happens to a frog's car when it breaks down? It gets towed away. To me, no, corny. It's corny. Yes,
Yeah.
no other Papa John's, Pizza Hut, Domino's, especially Domino's. They ain't doing nothing like this. I got one more. Want to hear a joke about pizza? Never mind, it's too cheesy. Come on, you can't. You can't beat this stuff.
Well, yeah, we do the dad jokes pretty hard. I mean, we try to outdo each other. Now, some like the weirdo one and then the cheesy pizza one, those we've heard often, like if you just
Mhm.
Google pizza jokes, that's often. But we find it like a challenge to really dig deep in the internet or ask kids about good jokes. Like the kids are the best ones because their jokes are going to be clean and appropriate, for the most part, they
Mhm.
should be. But you ask a little kid, tell me a good joke. First, they get all excited that an adult's talking to them and wants information from them, and it gives you a chance to bond. So, a lot of our jokes come from, our employees asking kids that come in with their parents and stuff. And hey, how's it going today? You got a joke for me? What's the joke? And then we write them down and put them in a book of jokes that we have, appropriate jokes. Um, so
Come on
yeah,
now.
we want people to smile, and some of the jokes are awful. I mean, they're awful, but it you gotta give everybody a chance.
You got to. So let
Yeah,
me ask you something about fatties before we move on, because I want to get to Parish. What is your goal? Because you guys just opened the Tom Hill location.
yeah.
I want to say last year. So what is your goal for Fatty's Pizza? Your ultimate goal?
So, in August, we opened our second location, and we were going to open a third location this year. We're currently looking at the Shops of River Crossing. They invited
Okay.
us to come there, which was a huge thing to have, this shopping center reach out to us and say, "We'd love to have you here." So we were, that's our next plan. What was our next plan? But then we, which is, it's funny you asked that because we haven't told anybody yet, but we're
Exclusive.
relocating downtown Fatties to another location, which is just a few feet away, but we've outgrown our space, we think. So we're gonna be shuffling it over just a little bit and make it bigger and hopefully provide more amazing jokes and box tops to people. But we'd like to open up more locations. We'd really like to expand our brand and have multiple fatties. That's our goal. That's what we'd like.
Because you
So
guys have some great pizza, and I'm all about
thanks.
growth. You're big on the community. You're about growth. You're about expansion, which you are the only person that I know with multiple restaurants. So let's get into this second one, Parish on Cherry. What went into you opening this restaurant?
Um, so to be honest, one of the jobs that I had before being an entrepreneur was trying to get other restaurants to come to Macon. To them, they were expanding, and there was one restaurant. It was a barbecue restaurant based out of Kentucky, and they were looking at coming to Macon. And I was like, "Oh, Macon doesn't. They have great barbecue here. Like you can't compete with the local barbecue. If you really want to come to Macon, the only shot you have is if you go downtown." That was my opinion. This was like, 8 years ago or 9 years ago or something. It was just an opinion. And I gave them my opinion, but then I also tried to give them information why I thought downtown was going to be this new, upcoming place to be and why they should put their business in downtown and invest. And I took them, I really tried to impress them and show off, downtown. And at the time, it wasn't like it is now. Years ago, it was a lot different, and it's blossomed and grown so much, in the past few years. But 8 years ago, it wasn't like it is now. And these people, after I took them out to eat and, took them to fancy places, like we went to Natalia's, and like I said, I wined and dined them. They were like, "You were great. We really enjoyed our time with you. You've done a great job. But honestly, we think you should look for another job, kind of thing." And I was like, "What?" And they said, "This town sucks." I was like, "Excuse me?" And they're like, "This town's if you're trying to promote this city, good luck. You might as well move on and go promote another city. There's nothing ever going to happen here." And I was like, I, first, a lot of bad things went through my head that I couldn't say out loud, but I was extremely insulted and just it just hurt my feelings because I had like I drank the Kool-Aid of downtown. Like Newtown introduced me to it, and I was like, I'm your biggest cheerleader. I'm your
You're
downtown
not
is
going
the place
anywhere.
to be. Yeah, and so I called my best friend and I said, "Remember, we've been saving up money for this tiki bar down at the beach. We've been saving money for like 11 years." And he's like, "Yeah." And he had an excellent job. He had a great job, really great job. And he lived in Columbus, Georgia. And I said, "Well, now's the time." And he was like, "We're moving to the beach." And I was like, "Nope. How about downtown Macon?" And he was like, "I trust you. Like, whatever, like, I trust you. You're that passionate about this. You're that for sure. I trust you. I got your back." And he moved his family. He had kids, the whole 9 yards. He moved into Macon, and we didn't know what we were going to open. I had no idea. I wanted an Italian restaurant because it's my favorite food, and he was very business. He's very smart. He said it's not what we want to eat. He said it's what people are going to pay us to eat. It's what they want. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. Well, how are we going to find out what people want? And he's like, "Well, we're gonna ask." So it took like 7 months to just literally walking around downtown, and we interviewed multiple people multiple times. But after you do it so long and so many days, you forget how many people you've talked to and that you've talked to the same person 5 times already. So we just asked them a series of questions that pertain to like what brings you downtown, what would bring you downtown more often, what kind of food you'd be interested in, what would you want downtown? What would make you want to come downtown? What do you want to eat?
Mm.
And we'd write it down. And I really wanted Italian, so I kept on being like, "Would you like an Italian restaurant?" And my business partner was like, "Stop it. Like you can't put things in their ear. Like let them decide." And so finally I stopped doing that, and it didn't work anyways, but they Cajun is what popped out, and it was a big shocker because neither one of us have any Cajun background. Like it'd be nice to have a storyline that says like, "Oh, I'm from New Orleans and my mom taught me how to cook, and I'm just an expert at black beans and rice, and I've got the Trinity down pat." But I don't have any awesome background story. It really was just
Mm.
serving downtown and trying to do what the community wanted. And then we went and learned about the food and did our research and test things out and tried to make had some people help us with our menu and then asked the people as we were making it to try it out and let us know what they think and edit it and according to what people like. And that's what
You know,
happened. So it was
you
about
you
downtown. It
saying,
wasn't about food for me. I love downtown.
and you keep saying that, and I see how passionate you are about downtown. And you said something a few minutes ago about you went out and you talked to the people. I want y'all, if you're watching this, listen to what she said in that part closely. She surveyed the people because they knew it wasn't about what they wanted, it was about what the people wanted. So if you're going to be for the people, you actually have to get out and reach the people. You have to talk to the people. You have to survey the people. You have to pick their minds because ultimately, without the people, you won't have any business. She really dropped some gems that just then that would help any up and coming entrepreneur, anybody thinking about starting any kind of business. Like I said, a blogging show, a podcast, a restaurant. If you want to
Clothing
open
store,
up
anything.
anything, talk to the people, find out what they love, what they need, what they would want in that area, and that will help you. More with Parish, like you said, Cajun food. I saw some pictures, which anybody watching my show, I like to put the pictures up. I have a reason why I haven't put any of the pictures up because we're going to get into that later. But it's Cajun food, and they have some delicious looking Cajun food that, man, I've never eaten at Parish, but I've had Fatties a few times. And I can only imagine if the service and the food is up to par like it is at Fatties, amazing. It has to be amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
um with downtown, because this is a question that I need to ask. What is it about downtown Macon that you're so fascinated over?
So I, like 20, almost 20 years ago, my friend opened a restaurant called the Greek Corner Deli on the corner of
I
Second
used to
and
eat there.
Cherry Street. But like the one, not the last, the Greek one, but the real Greek Corner Deli. And he owns a
Okay.
restaurant, the Greek Corner Deli Pizza, off Vineville Forsyth now. But the original Greek Corner Deli, he opened this restaurant and I worked for him. And he was only open at lunchtime at the time. And I worked the register. We didn't have table service, it was just register. And I met so many amazing customers just feeling, and I wasn't from Macon. I went to Mercer. That's what brought me to Macon. So I wasn't from here. My family lives in South Florida. They're 10 hours away. So I didn't have family here. But when I worked downtown, those customers made me feel so comfortable and like family. They knew my name, I knew their names, I knew what they wanted to eat every day. It was a routine, it was a daily routine. I looked forward to coming to work every day because not just I loved who I worked with, but the customers. I'm telling you, you get to know people. You just talk to somebody walking by downtown and say hello and ask how their day is. And, hey, are you from here? Even if you've seen them before, they're from there, just ask that question and start up a conversation because that really got me and it made me always have some part that of me that just I loved downtown. I thought it was so cool that this little town, and it was like a sleepy town, like there wasn't so much going on. There was a few places you could go for nightlife, but it was just like a little small quaint town, and I fell in love with it so hard. And then when I met Newtown, which was years later, um, the information they gave me, and I guess the passion that they had. And there's a gentleman, Josh Rogers at Newtown, who I went to college with, and he just, the way he would talk about it. And like I said, I drank the Kool-Aid. I mean, I took the whole party jug and just bottled it down. And I still feel that way. I feel like you can go everywhere. You can go anywhere and you'll find good people places, right? And there's big, huge cities that you never see the same person twice. And then there's like little country towns, that you can't get away from one person. Macon is like this great mixture of both of those.
Yeah,
It's
we're
like
in
you can,
between.
and it's just, but the people are awesome. Like, and there's bad people anywhere you go. You can go any place and there's somebody that's not the best person, like they have, bad people wherever you go. But Macon has so many good ones. Like I absolutely love it. My favorite thing when there's festivals, like I remember before COVID when we'd have Bag Jam and Cherry Blossom and Parish, we used to shut the streets down for Mardi Gras. And standing outside in the middle of Cherry Street and seeing every single business just be packed and have customers just not customers here, but just community outside in the streets just smiling and dancing to music and eating cotton candy and having their face painted and kids everywhere and people on little bicycles and dogs being walked around and just everybody smiling, like to know you get to be a part of something like that. And I hope that happens again soon for everybody, when the time comes. But to know that I had the chance, to be a part of that and got to do something special like that. Like that's to me, this is so crazy. But if you were a singer or an actor and like you made it big when you got to like win American Idol or X Factor or be on like a movie theater, screen, big screen. For me, like what my dream was younger, that's what I get to do every single day. So every day
Mm,
I get to be on a stage at X Factor, being able to own a restaurant and to be able to not just serve people food, but to get to commune with them. Like you can every day that I'm at work, I can meet somebody new and I have the opportunity either to make their day or break their day. And somebody
mm.
could be having the worst day ever and they can go out to eat and they're spending their money and they might not be talking, they might be in a bad mood, but if you show just that you care about them and that you're there for them and we don't got to talk, but I'm going to take care of your needs. I got you. And we're going to make sure that you leave here happy and full. Sometimes that's all people need is not even the spoken word, but just someone there to take care of them. And I like to do that. It makes me feel good. And when you have the opportunity to give something back, I don't always. I wish I had financial means that I could give back more, but sometimes just being kind and giving people a place to feel safe and be taken care of. I mean, it's awesome.
It
I'm
does a
on a big
lot.
screen movie theater every day. It's like it is, and it's hard, but it's worth it. So
Mm.
I love downtown, and I love the people, and it's not just. I mean, even the homeless people will complain about that, but I think I personally know like 90% of the ones that you see walking around the street. At the Dempsey, I'm the emergency contact for now four. It was seven, but now it's four of their people that live there, and I just try to get to know people and find out their
Just look
situation
out
and
for them.
yeah,
You
and they'll
know,
look out for
you
you. So they do the same thing. When my staff would leave late at Fatty's, I can't tell you how many times or how many people every single night they would have somebody watching them, like one of the homeless citizens watching them and saying, "I got you. I'm gonna make sure you're safe." Or, "Hey, someone's messing with your car." Like they take care of my people because we take care of them, and it's not
and
always
that's what it's about.
yeah, not they don't even. It's not the money thing. It's just, "Hey, how's your day today? How are you doing? How's your mom? Or you feeling okay
And
today?"
you made them feel like, okay, you make them feel like a person. And that's
Yeah,
something that I strive to do in my business. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, before I started my business, I started at Wendy's. I used to interact with all my customers. If I was on the cash register, if I was at the drive-through, if I was making sandwiches, I made sure I did the best that I could. I made sure I worked with a smile. I made sure I interacted with them in a positive way. Move on to Pizza Hut, same thing. Walmart, same thing. Even with my business, I try my best to be nice to my customers, but sometimes my customers can push my buttons, but I still try to be nice, inspirational to them. I try to be that positivity that they get to see each day. And I treat them like humans because even though those guys down by your restaurant are homeless, they're still human. So the fact that you
absolutely.
treated them like a human, you gained their loyalty, you gained their trust, you gained their friendship. And we need more people. Of course, you're in business to make money, but when you build those relationships with the community, and I can honestly say, because I've seen some things with you online, you are for the community. Um, and once you treat people like they matter, they're going to show you so much love in return. It's the small things like that. You asking them, "How are you doing? How was your day today?" means a lot to them. You asking about their mother means a lot to them. You just checking on them means a lot to them. And them checking on you, your restaurant, and your
My staff,
employees,
absolutely. That's priceless.
that means a lot to you. And it's priceless. It's a connection. So listen, we've been on this thing. I want to get to the nitty gritty, man.
Bring it on.
You know, I told you I like to play games with my guest, Chrissy.
Yes.
I would like to play a game.
I would like to play your game. I think. I
I
think. I don't know
have,
if I spoke too soon.
okay, I got something for her. She co-owns Fatty's Pizza down here in Macon. She owns Parish Both of those are food restaurants. We're going to see how well she knows their product. I got a game for you that's called Name That Dish.
All right.
Okay, anybody watching this, including you, Chrissy, the screen that I just enlarged, I am going to put one of your dishes on that screen,
Okay.
and you'll get a chance to guess what that is. There are
Lori,
no
if you're
right or
watching,
wrong.
don't be
Well,
disappointed.
there are
There's
right or
definitely
wrong
right or wrong
answers.
answers.
I just thought about it. I'm just so used to saying that because it's usually no right or wrong answers, but there are no points deducted if you get it wrong. There are no
Okay, that's
points
good.
added if you get it right. There's no prize at the end. Um,
Just for
Without further
fun.
ado, let's get to it. Let me
Okay.
run that ticker at the bottom. Chrissy, I'm gonna start you off with something light. Name that dish.
That's just a our classic cheese pizza, Fatty's Pizza.
Name that dish.
Those are our wings that are baked, not fried.
Baked wings at Fatty's. You can't beat it.
Yeah, I don't know anyone else
Okay,
knows how
let's
to get baked wings.
let's step it up a notch then. Name that dish.
That's actually my recipe. That is the Cajun pasta. And that's my recipe. So I definitely know that one.
Okay, we'll make it a little harder. Still on the easy side, but name that dish.
That is our gluten-free pizza. The toppings, it's not a specialty pizza. That's a custom topping. So it looks like, I mean, I could name all the items as the topping, but I think it's the veggie one. It's our
Okay, with it
cauliflower
being gluten
crust.
free, what is the crust made of?
That's our cauliflower crust. We have a broccoli crust as well, but that one's the cauliflower.
What's the difference with having a broccoli or a cauliflower crust
Just the
versus a
flavor,
regular?
the flavor.
No, I mean like versus
So
having a
like,
regular pizza dough crust.
oh, okay. So the gluten free one, it doesn't have the wheat, and the cauliflower and the broccoli are like the keto friendly ones. So instead of using flour, they're using the vegetables.
Okay, a
So
little healthier, or a
yeah,
lot healthier to be honest
a
with you.
lot healthier, especially if you're doing like the keto diet. So, and it's actually delicious because I was like, ugh, I don't, who wants to eat that? And then I tried it. That one's actually, I think, my pizza that I made. I just took a picture with my phone, but they're delicious. They really, really are good. They're both of them are good, real good.
Okay, we're gonna go up another notch. Name that dish.
Calzone. That's one of our big calzones. That one feeds like 6 people.
Okay. Name that dish. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, that's my lunch the other day. That's a buffalo chicken sandwich with added American cheese and ranch dressing on the side of broccoli with cheese. I ate that last week.
Where did you get this from?
Parish on Cherry Street.
At your own restaurant. Look at you.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
And
delicious.
and this is the top view of that. That thing looks good there. Cheesy.
Yeah, I added the cheese to my staff, my guys, they know how to make good food. They did
I kind of
good.
gave the other one away, but we'll go
I didn't
to
even
it
see
anyway.
it.
Name that dish.
That's jambalaya at Parish.
Parish jambalaya. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Name that dish.
That is our bacon, mushroom, and Swiss burger at Parish with our sidewinder French fries.
Sidewinder French fries. Never heard of that. Name that dish.
That right there, that's actually a special that we have right now, but it's our Trinity shrimp. We used to have it on the menu all the time, but we took it off after COVID. But we can still make it. So if you come in and you miss it, you love it, just ask for it. We'll make it for you. But that's our Trinity shrimp. It's kind of our version of Bang Bang shrimp from like Bonefish, because I love
Mhm.
that place. So that's like our version of it.
Shout out to Bonefish, and
Bonefish,
shout out their
yes.
Bang. That's the only thing I've gotten from them is their Bang Bang shrimp.
Oh my gosh, I had
Amazing.
their gnocchi the other day and I almost passed out. It was so good.
Well, Chrissy, you have been another victim of the game. And you know what? I'm gonna get to this
Oh, I
comment real quick.
crushed
Y'all, she
it.
did good. I thought she was gonna mess up. My girl
I like to
Natalie, she
eat.
says, ready to come home for a visit to Fatty's. Yes, come on
Oh,
down.
come on.
I want to say this. Oh, I want to put this on here. I'm late getting to this one. I don't know how I didn't see this one. Your daughter. She says, when she says she hasn't told anyone, that includes her very interested older sister. Oh, your sister. I thought it
I
said
didn't
daughter.
tell you. Yep. Surprise.
Y'all are relocating. Breaking news. This is exclusive to the Mike Ryder Talks brand. Matter of fact,
I didn't tell my family about that. So yeah,
I want to,
I told you I didn't tell anybody. So yeah, you're the first one.
all this talk about pizza and calzones and all this food and stuff like that, that makes me want to get into something I have for anyone tuned into this, even you, Chrissy. I'm doing a raffle. I'm trying to do raffles every month. This will be my second one. So all that talk about pizzas and calzones and wings, that made me want to get into this. Let me put this like this. I teamed up with this company now. I can't even get it out. I'm thinking about that pizza. Listen, I teamed up with this company called Chats Cheesecakes. They're here in Middle Georgia. Listen, man, if y'all been paying attention to my page,
Is that a banana?
yes,
Oh my gosh, is that a banana?
yeah.
Yes, it
Let me
is
let
a
me make
banana
that bigger
pudding
for you then,
cheesecake.
so you won't break your neck. That
Oh
is a
my god, I almost
banana
on my
pudding
chair.
cheesecake. Yes, I saw.
Uh-huh.
Banana pudding cheesecake. They have the Oreo cheesecake. They got the sweet potato cheesecake. They have
Oh,
the
shut up.
blueberry cheesecake with the lemon crust. They got the key lime cheesecake. And see, I'm showing you guys this because of the raffle. I'm doing a raffle with this company. And at the end of this month, it's going to be a random drawing. To enter the raffle, it's a $5 entry. The only thing you have to do to enter the raffle is cash out me. Cash out me $5. Once you cash out me that $5, you're entered. If
Okay,
you
I'm
paid
doing it.
attention to my show last month, you saw that on Valentine's Day, I gave away a $60 Valentine's basket courtesy of MJ's Wax Creations. This month, we're teaming up with Chat's Cheesecake, and you can walk away with something like this. If you win the raffle, the only thing you got to do is redeem your ticket to them and you will get your cheesecake. Tell them which cheesecake you want. And like I said, the only thing you have to do,
It's five
I
dollar
didn't mean to
cash
go
at
to that.
me.
$5 cash app. There you go, baby. Yes, yes. And the thing about my cash app, sometimes it's hard to get, but it's very easy for me. Um, just cash app me, Mike Ryder. That's it right there.
Well,
That's the cash
I'm gonna
app.
do it as soon as the show's over.
Dollar
I didn't
sign
even know
Mike
that was
Ryder.
there.
See, dollar
You learn
sign Mike
something new every day.
Ryder. You will send $5 to me. That'll be your entry fee into the raffle at your chance. And it's a random raffle. I'm gonna do one of the spinning wheels. If you ever seen like the random raffles online, all the names will be entered into the wheel. I'm gonna press spin. Whatever name it lands on, you can redeem your free cheesecake.
Can you do it
Actually,
more
I
than
don't like.
once? The raffle,
You can
can
enter
you
as many
do?
times as you want.
Okay, okay.
$5 gets you into the raffle. I had almost everyone who entered last time entered twice. I had like four people enter twice, and then like four other people who just entered once. But dude, that sweet potato cheesecake, I bought that cheesecake. Matter of fact, let me take this off the screen. Let me get back to being greedy. This Oreo cheesecake and the banana pudding cheesecake, I bought both of those. I bought the banana pudding for Christmas for my folks when I went to visit them. They loved it. Bought the Oreo cheesecake for someone's birthday not too long ago. My girl Marie loved it. And when I tell you, she has some amazing cheesecakes, Chrissy.
They look delicious.
Yes, yes. So anybody watching this, cash out dollar sign Mike Ryder. $5 is your entry. You can get in as many times as you like. But let me get back to my guest. Chrissy, if you have anything else you want to share with me and my audience, speak now or forever hold your peace.
Well, I'm just gonna tell people, just if you have nothing to do one night, just come downtown. Just walk around. You don't even have to go and eat anywhere. You can just bring a little to-go cup of sweet tea or something and walk around and just it's beautiful and everyone's friendly. And when the weather's nice, we have live music outside at Parish. You don't have to pay for anything. You could just come and sit down and enjoy yourself and check out the local musicians. And it's on the house, just complimentary and just walk around in general. There's so many beautiful places to look. You'll see buildings, houses. There's amazing restaurants. Like any kind of food you can think of is pretty much downtown. And all the people, all the owners of all the local restaurants, every single one of them would be appreciative for any business and just support because it's been hard this year, I know, for everybody, and we're just trying to do the best we can. And if you're looking for a job and we're flexible, you can come to Fatty's Pizza or Parish and apply. If you just want some extra cash. And I don't know, just check out downtown. Cherry Blossom's coming up soon. It's my favorite time of the year. I say so because it celebrates my birthday,
Mhm.
but make sure you guys come out and enjoy the festivities and everything's going to be outside and safely social distance and stuff. But you can still come out and enjoy yourself from afar. So yeah, just if you haven't been downtown in a while, I know parking meters stink. Joseph, I
I hate
love
them.
you.
I
But
hate
listen,
them.
Mike, I'm telling you, I can't. Every day I try to help customers with the parking meters. And when they ask me about it, I say the same stuff every single time. It's just, they are awful. They're awful that I know of. If they're helping anybody, then I'm very happy for them. But for me personally, my customers hate them. I hate them. I wish they weren't there. But, gotta do what I gotta do.
You know what?
Support
I do
whatever they
have
tell
one
me
more
to do.
question for you.
Yeah.
Um, what can we expect here in the future with Miss Chrissy? Anything you want to share with the people besides relocating?
Um, I don't right now I have no idea. This past year it's been not so much planning ahead, but just planning for every day to make it through that day. And um I think just recent like the past month has been worth where I have time to focus on the future and to see, what's coming up next. But I know I don't want to stop. I know that I want to continue to grow my community and stimulate the economy and give business, have people to have that chance to have jobs and, for themselves and have careers possibly. So I I don't know. I know that growth is definitely a big thing, but if not, I'm very, very happy and content with what I have now. And I'm just every day I just get excited to get downtown and see people and try to make them happy. So I don't have any future plans really. If I do, they're a surprise to me because I don't
Yeah.
remember them. But yeah, but we'll see. We'll have to see.
Okay. So, look, Chrissy, I'm about to shut this thing down. Let me go ahead and do this. I thank you for coming on my show. It was an honor. It was a pleasure.
Oh, it was
Um,
listen, I had a good time. You made me feel very relaxed. And your voice, you got to be careful with that voice. The very beginning when you were talking about the songs playing, I was like, okay, I forgot. I gotta, keep myself composed. You have an amazing voice. I don't know if you got some better half that is, I don't want to upset anybody, but you have a very fantastic voice. Very
listen,
great
I
voice.
hear that all the
Yes.
time. Listen, and
I could
honestly,
listen to you talk about anything.
I heard, okay, someone planted that seed in me when I was 17. I was working at
Really.
Wendy's, my very first job. Shout out to Wendy's on Eisenhower. Shout out to Dre. That's one of my best friends. He got me that job 14 years ago, 15 years ago now that I think about it. And one of the customers in the drive-thru, he said, "Man, you have a radio voice. You need to get a radio show." And would you look, 15 years later, Mike Ryder has an online podcast, not necessarily a radio show, but close enough.
It's to me the same thing. Yes, you do. You have this silky voice, and I was just like, this is you took remember before I was like breathing real heavily because I was doing the kid thing, and then
Okay.
I was like, you're like, just relax, enjoy your, like calm down, and you don't have to be all worked up. And then I was just listening to you talk in the back room, and I was like, oh, this is
Yeah,
great.
I have
Like
a
I listen to you talk all day long.
I have a
Okay.
calming voice. If you need to relax, I'm the guy to holler at. And on that note, this is your boy Mike Ryder, the man behind the microphone, Mr. Accountability. I'm gonna do this thing like I do it every week. I thank y'all for tuning in. You see the ticker at the bottom of the screen. You see what it says. Until we meet again, be blessed. I love y'all. I'm gone.